Okay, do one more quick one. I get asked a lot why I don't use my talents for the greater good more often. Now, when people say greater good, they usually mean that they want something for free. True story. True story. Anyone that's been doing this stuff for long enough can certainly attest to that. And I do. Yeah, I do a lot of free readings. I do. And I do a lot of readings to raise money for charities. Yeah, I mean, I do. So I don't feel like that part of my spiritual life is lacking. What it boils down to a lot is people want to know why I don't do missing people cases, missing pets kind of things. Why aren't I searching for ISIS? Like seriously, you hear a lot of really strange stuff. Well, if you're good, then you should be able to do this, this, and this. Well, let's start with the basics, all right? And you could refer to my prophecies video if you really want the download on other stuff. But let's start with the basics, right? Why don't I do missing people cases or pet cases, all right? Because really, this day and age, our pets are very much family members. Mine are my children, okay? I have 4 children, 2 fur babies, 2 other babies, and they're my world. If any of them went missing, I would die. I would. A giant gaping hole in your heart. The panic would, rise up, and I would do everything I can to search for them. So when people ask me why I don't do cases like that, it's because it is emotionally devastating. The majority of the time, and police records completely agree, the majority of the time, they're dead. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you, this is, it's like 48 hours. Yeah, I think 48 hours is a statistic. And it's heartbreaking. I don't want to be the person to tell their people that you're dead. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're dead, it's much easier for me specifically to talk to you. Totally. People are like, well, why can't you just find the bodies? I don't want to do that. At no point in my life have I been remotely interested in anything like that. Do I feel like that's selfish that I have that personal preference? No, I don't at all. Would other people? Maybe. That's not my business, though, honestly. It's tough because you want to help. And there's a possibility that I wouldn't be able to help. I mean, maybe out of 5 cases, I could help with 3. Is it stuck? Hold on, sissy. Unfortunately, even if cops and family completely understood what I did and agreed with me and supported me, there are cases that I just would not be able to solve. It's just, it is what it is, unfortunately. I am not infallible. I am stuck in this human creation, I am fallible. I am not perfect. And depending on what other circumstances are going on in my life, whether I'm exhausted like I am now, whether I'm stressed, whether whether I've had to experience their stressful death, which is pretty common, then it's not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody. So I don't do that. I don't do that. Criminal cases, that sort of thing, I have no desire to do that. I did at one point. I was young and stupid. I have a lot more to lose now with the family and, people that I love, a great tribe. I'm not interested. Not interested. There's a lot to lose. And, evil people are stupid and they don't follow rules about honor or loyalty or anything like that. So no, I have no interest in doing any of that. For people that want to guilt me for that, I don't know what to say to you. I'm sure there are a few things I could think of, but I'm sorry that you're in the position that you're in. I'm sure that there is a psychic medium out there to help you. It's not me. Does that suck? I mean, I'm thankful that I haven't had anybody in that situation around me to have gone missing, or else I probably would help. Um, we lost my dog once. That was freaking terrible. Hi, sweetheart. That was terrible, and I don't ever want to relive that ever again. And I think part of that is why I don't do missing pets, because I've been there and it's terrible, and we were lucky to find her. Yes, lucky. Yeah, so I don't want to do that, because it brings back everything. And if you're empathetic at all, it gets sucked into you, and you have to remember, okay, this is me, this is everybody else's feelings about whatever situation I'm in. There's a very strict line between me and them, and you have to be able to hold that. When things are emotional, I can't really do that. I just want to hug everybody and cry, you know. It's a thing. I blame the hormones. Are there people that do it successfully? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of them have TV shows now, right? Yeah. Now, if it were a past incident, you're talking like historical stuff. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. Like 10 years. I feel like 10 years is the gap. Because things are different enough in their world that I would be able to recognize, stuff. For instance, in Lilydale, they don't want you coming to ask about your dead people for at least a year. A lot of that is because they want you to go through the grieving and healing process. And I used to not understand. I get it now. I've had to go through that process in order to be like, okay, I understand now. You need that time to be able to deal with your own stuff before you go, baby, really? And talk to somebody about messages, thoughts and feelings regarding the loss, because it doesn't feel Lightning McQueen. Yeah, it doesn't feel so personal and hard to hear. Whereas somebody who had just lost somebody would come to me. Really, sweetie? I would probably turn them away. I mean, 6 months to a year, really, minimum. Because if it's a really personal loss, maybe I'm not supposed to talk about loss. Back to the evil criminal stuff. Yeah, it's common. Just because I want you as a person to heal before you talk to me. Yeah. I mean, any unresolved issues are still going to be unresolved in a year or 2 years, whatever. Whether you let that go, that's up to you. What else? So yeah, it's not nice to harp on talented people. Even if you are a talented person, to harp on another talented person because they're not doing something, that's not your business. If you would like to do it, go volunteer. Go volunteer. And when they lock you up in a psych ward, when they lock you up in a psych ward, yeah. I have a track record, a legitimate track record, years and years of study and practice and testimonials, and you won't catch me doing any of that. So, and of course, I think specifically the worst part is you could be successful 98% of the time, and you would absolutely hit the media when you're wrong that 2%. You could do 100 cases and get 2 wrong, and it wouldn't matter how many you got right. People would absolutely harp on the 2 that you got wrong. And frankly, I'm way too sensitive for that. I am. So yeah, you'll never see me with a TV show or anything like that. Because I'm a real person. Yeah, no, I am. But if you really are seriously interested in that, go look. Go to a good class. There are classes in Lilydale. There are classes at Omega. There are classes at certain localities. California, I'm sure they have more classes like that. Get trained by someone that has worked with law enforcement before. Don't get trained by someone that literally has no idea what we're talking about. Okay? You have to, if you're trying to build a reputable track record, you need to start with somebody that knows what they're doing. Okay? I talked for 10 minutes and I don't feel like I've said anything. But it's the basic. No, I won't do it. Yes, somebody else is doing it. I recommend that you find somebody. If you're looking for somebody, look for someone with a track record that is trained, that is practiced, and then ask them about the percentage, because nobody's going to have a 100% track record. And if they tell you they have a 100% track record, run. Okay? All right. I love you. Bye.